first to help us make hard-earned American cash. A man who just called the Stanley Cup Finals from the bubble in Edmonton, and tomorrow returns to handicap horse racing on the Preakness Stakes. That's Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC. The final jewel of the Triple Crown. It's wild. It went Belmont, Kentucky Derby,
Crazy.
and now on October 3rd.
Crazy.
Preakness Stakes. None other than Eddie Olczyk. How are you doing, Eddie?
I'm doing well, Rich. Thanks for having me. And hopefully the Rams over the Giants on Sunday is one of your plays on Sunday. I'm not sure if it is.
Okay,
I'll just throw that one out there.
Okay, I'll bite. Where did that one come from, Eddie? What do you like?
Just talking. Look at we're talking about making a little extra money, and we got horses tomorrow. We got baseball today. We got everything going on. So we have a plethora of opportunities in all walks. So we got the equine athletes tomorrow at Pimlico for the Preakness, as you mentioned,
Yep.
and then we got the National Football League on Sunday. So hopefully we'll be able to nice little daily double. Maybe give the winner of the Preakness, and then if people want to get their feet wet on the Rams, then we'll try to help them out.
Outstanding use of plethora, Eddie. I appreciate that. Before we get to the Preakness, I'll give you the floor on the Tampa Bay Lightning and their championship, hoisting the cup in the bubble in Edmonton and bringing it to a spot where maybe the Rays or Bucks might be able to add to the run here. What did you make of that championship?
Yeah, pretty amazing if you are a sports fan down in Tampa, considering what the Lightning were able to pull off, Rich. And, we talked last year about, the misstep that they had last year where everybody thought that they would win the Stanley Cup. And, they were the best team in the league, and they got swept in 4 games. And, all hell broke loose, but they really changed the dynamic of their team. I think they understood what they needed to add, and they needed to add some grit. They needed to add some toughness. They had to get some experience. They were able to do all that. And look, they had to go play the team in the round one of these playoffs that took them out last year, and everybody thought that Columbus was going to be able to do that, and they won in 5 games. They took out Boston in 5 games, and then they worked themselves to Edmonton and went 6 games with the Islanders. So the road was not easy. They were challenged. They answered the bell, and they were a little healthier than Dallas. And look, a tip of the hockey helmet to the Dallas Stars. I mean, they made a hell of a run, and unfortunately for them, and it happens in all sports. It doesn't matter, but especially at the most crucial time. Injuries play a part of it, and for Dallas, they were trying to play 5-card stud with 3.5 cards, and they just came up a little short on that aspect. But Tampa deserved it, and John Cooper, the head coach, did a hell of a job. So it was fun to be a part of, and just an amazing job by the commissioner, Mr. Bettman, Bill Daly, the deputy commissioner, and everybody involved to be able to pull it off. And a lot of people didn't think it could happen, and I think it's great for the game, and hopefully we'll have hockey sooner than later, and hopefully we can all get on the right side of this pandemic and get back to whatever the new normal is going to be for all of us.
Yeah, and I want to bang the stick on the ice also, too, for our colleagues at NBC Sports and Sam Flood and everybody else that's been putting these games on, including you and that bubble. And the NHL was, as I mentioned earlier in the league, the last ones to announce, they were one of the first to announce who's in. Yeah. But they were one of the last to announce the where and the when, and they're the first ones in North American sports to complete a season and hand out the trophy. And that's just got to be
that's a great point. Excuse me for interrupting. That's a great point. I didn't want to not jump in there, and then because I would forget that I wanted to make this point. You're right. I mean, the commissioner, the leadership that he had of being out front, when there was something to be said, he was there. When there wasn't, he went underground and stayed low and just had a plan, right? And you're right. They came back. They were the first to announce it, but they waited because they had to be able to be flexible when it came to the virus. Like they wanted, there's no doubt they wanted to have one of the bubbles in the States. There's no question they wanted to have one of the bubbles in the U.S., but it just wasn't the right thing to do. So they waited. They were able to go to Canada, do the deal with the government there, get everybody involved, go to Toronto, go to Edmonton, and to be able to pull this thing off. You're right. And I'm glad you mentioned, Sam, our boss, Sam Flood, our boss at NBC, and just the leadership and all the men and women that sacrificed a lot. And again, we understand what's going on in the real world. We had a job to do, and we were there to try to entertain not only the people so-called in front of the camera, but people behind the scenes to be able to make it work. And it was just it was hard, but it beats the alternative, and it was a great experience. And hopefully, it's people enjoyed the broadcast and were entertained at least for a couple of hours each and every night. Or on some of the days, Rich, when we had 5 hockey games going on, you had hockey from noon Eastern until 2 in the morning. So it was a lot of fun and something. It's just an amazing feat. It really was. It was just amazing how it was pulled off on every aspect of it.
Eddie Olczyk here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's get to it now, Eddie. All right, let's make some hard-earned American dollars for people, or Canadian, depending on where you're betting. What do you see in the final jewel again of the Triple Crown Preakness Stakes, Saturday, 4:30 Eastern, from Pimlico in Maryland? What do you got for me?
I am all in. I am all in on Art Collector, the 3-horse tomorrow in race 11 at Pimlico. He was my Derby horse, but unfortunately for Art Collector, he got a little banged up. He was unfit to perform in the Kentucky Derby. I'll use a phrase from the National Hockey League while being in the bubbles. He had a minor foot problem. He's been training like a monster since the foot injury. He is a perfect 4-for-4 Rich this year. And since going a route of ground, this race is 1 mile and 3/16 to Preakness. This horse going 2 turns on the dirt has just become an absolute monster. Now, all due respect to the team of Johnny Velasquez and Bob Baffert, who won the Kentucky Derby with Authentic, I think Art Collector is the horse to beat. I think you get every bit of 2-1 to 5-2, meaning if you bet 2, you win 5, so you put 7 in your pocket. I like that. I like how that sounds, so I'm going to be all in on the 3-horse Art Collector. I think there's some fast pace in this race. And I'm hoping that Art Collector can be sitting maybe 4th or 5th as they make the first turn and be able to mow them down the lane. So I'm going to be all in on the 3-horse Art Collector to win the Preakness tomorrow.
Which sounds great, and it sounds reasonable. But let's go unreasonable. Who wants to win $7, man? So what else? What else we got? What else we doing?
Hold on, Rich. Like I know how you roll, and I've talked to some people that you know. And
I want to wet my beak here. What do we got?
If you just add a few zeros to that, if you bet 2,000 on it,
no, it's called moderation, Eddie. There's something called moderation. Come on, let's just bump it just to kick it up a notch. Who else you playing with the 3-horse?
I'm going to use Authentic. You have to use the favorite. There's no doubt. So I think if it comes in 3-9, I think if you make a $2 exacta, it's got to come in an exact order of 3-9. I think a $2 investment will turn into maybe like $11 or so. So if you bet 20, you win 110. If you bet 200, you get back 1,100.
Okay.
So that's not bad day's work there for 1 minute and 58 seconds. And then also my long shot for the race tomorrow will be the 11-horse Live Your Beast Life.
No
on
spaces.
The outside with Trevor McCarthy, probably get every bit of 25-1, and hoping the 11 can hit the board. So 3-9-11 for yours truly in the Preakness tomorrow from Baltimore, Rich.
All right, Art Collector, Authentic, Live Your Beast Life, which is there's no spaces. It's just one long, big ass name. All right, so then that's the way you're rolling. Okay, 3-9-11.
That's it. So the plan was Art Collector onto the Rams on Sunday.
Okay. Is that called a parlay? Is that what that is? I don't know. I'm an NFL employee.
A parlay and a half.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Eddie. You take care of yourself.
Okay.
Let's chat again soon.
Thanks,
you too.
Rich.
It's Eddie O right here.